Welcome back to the deep dive. For so many people, getting fluent in English feels like, well, like staring up at this huge, impossible mountain.
Yeah, it really does.
It just seems to require years and years of really difficult, focused study.
And that's the barrier, isn't it? That whole idea that it has to be hard, it stops people
Mm-hmm.
right at the start.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission today, looking at the stuff we've gathered, is basically to show you that it's not about intensity, it's consistency.
Okay.
We're talking small, manageable things you can weave into your daily routine, things that add up. We like to call it small victories every day.
Small victories. I like that. Okay, so before we get into the actual, the tools and the tiny habits, let's set the stage. Why
Mhm.
bother? Why commit to these small victories? Why is English still so critical?
That's the key question, really,
Mm-hmm.
because English has basically become the world's operating system, hasn't it?
How so?
Well, it's the common ground for global communication. Think science, tech, business, finance. Across borders, English is often the default.
Right. And specifically thinking about careers. We all hear English is good for jobs, but what does fluency actually do for you tangibly?
Oh, it's a game changer now. It's way beyond just, translating stuff. It's about being ready for that next step, for promotion.
Ah, okay.
If your company deals with international clients or has teams spread out, English skills put you in line for better roles,
Hmm.
higher pay, management tracks. It's often the baseline for those really good opportunities. Gives you a real advantage.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, what about travel? The sources mention English as a kind of travel superpower. Now, I travel a bit, and usually the advice is learn the local language. Is English really that vital safety net?
It absolutely is. And here's why. It's like the ultimate backup plan.
Okay.
Yes, definitely learn local phrases that's respectful and helpful, but English, it's global. In almost any big city or tourist spot, you'll find someone who speaks enough English to help you out in a pinch.
Right, like if you're lost or need help urgently.
Exactly. Or just reading a menu, understanding a sign. It cuts down on the anxiety,
Yeah.
boosts your confidence, lets you explore more freely without that constant fear of being totally stuck.
Yeah, reducing travel stress is huge. Okay, so those are big practical benefits. But the sources also talked about how fluency opens up your internal world too, right?
Oh, definitely. It's about access.
Mm-hmm.
Just think about the sheer amount of information out there. Academic research, news articles, different global viewpoints. So much of it is published first, or mainly in English.
True.
And then there's entertainment. You get the real deal, movies without subtitles that might lose something in translation, song lyrics, understanding what the artist actually intended. It hits differently.
So unlocking a richer life, basically. More connected. Okay, let's shift from the why to the how. The sources suggest starting easy with passive immersion. Music first.
Yeah, this is often the favorite starting point because it's so low effort. The small change is super simple. Just swap some of your usual music for English songs while you're doing other things.
Like walking, cleaning, cooking.
Exactly, whatever fits your routine. And the goal initially isn't like perfect understanding. You're not supposed to be translating every single word right away.
Okay, so what is the goal then?
It's ear training. Simple as that. You're just getting your brain used to the sounds, the rhythm, the cadence of English, how it flows naturally. Your ear starts recognizing the patterns.
Gotcha. And there was a pro tip. Look up the lyrics online and read along.
Yes. That combo, reading and listening together, it's a fantastic shortcut. It connects the spelling to the sound in your head.
Makes sense.
And definitely try singing along. Even if you
Okay.
just mumble it, you're physically making the sounds using those language muscles. It's a guaranteed boost for pronunciation and fluency, believe me.
All right, singing in the shower just got educational. Now, building on that, TV and movies, this is where I think people get a bit intimidated.
Yeah, it can feel like a bigger step.
We're told to use English subtitles, right? But my question is, if I'm just reading the subtitles the whole time, am I really listening? Isn't that kind of counterproductive for training my ear?
That's a really common concern. But the visual connection is actually super helpful, especially at the start. You're linking the written word you see with the sounds you hear.
Okay.
But here's the strategy to make it work better. Start with shows you already know really well in your own language.
Oh, I see. So like a favorite sitcom I've watched a million times.
Exactly, because if you already know the story, know the jokes, your brain isn't working overtime trying to figure out the plot.
Right, it can focus just on the language part, connecting the sounds to the words I'm reading.
Okay,
That's clever.
it frees up your mental energy for language acquisition.
Hmm.
And for absolute beginners, if you're really just starting out, the advice is brilliant. Children's content.
Like cartoons. Peppa Pig, maybe? Or old Disney movies.
Perfect examples. They use simpler words, lots of repetition, and the characters usually speak more slowly and clearly. It's a really gentle, fun way to get started with comprehension.
Makes it feel less like studying and more like, ooh. Well, fun. Okay, let's switch gears from passive listening to more active stuff. Turning your world into a classroom. Starting with something kind of bold. Changing your phone language to English.
Yes. This one is super high impact. Why? Because we look at our phones constantly, right?
Yeah,
Dozens, maybe hundreds of times a day.
true.
So when your phone's in English, you get this constant incidental learning. You learn words because you have to use them to do things.
But hang on, wouldn't that be incredibly frustrating at first? I mean, I sometimes struggle with settings in my own language. Am I going to accidentally, delete everything?
Yeah. Okay, there might be a small adjustment period, yes.
Yeah.
But think about the words you learn almost immediately. Settings, messages, gallery, share, download, edit.
Ah, okay. Really common, useful words.
Exactly. Practical, everyday language, not abstract stuff from a textbook. And the icons help. The context guides you. Your brain makes the connections fast. It builds real-world confidence quickly because it's so frequent.
So it pushes you, but with words you see all the time anyway.
Okay, I get it. Now let's bring that idea into the physical world with the labeling tip. Sticky notes.
Simple, but so effective for core vocabulary. Grab some sticky notes, write the English word for common objects, and stick them on.
So like door on the door, chair on the chair, fridge on the fridge.
You got it. And the crucial part is the action. Say the word out loud when you see the label.
Okay, so I walk into my kitchen, see the note on the fridge, and I actually say fridge. Or there's the cup. Feels weird, maybe.
Maybe a little at first, but you're connecting the object, the word, and the sound all at once. It turns your home into this personal immersion zone where you're constantly reinforcing those basic words.
Right, making the connection stronger. Okay, now for the one that might make you feel a bit eccentric if someone walks in on you.
Yeah.
Talking to yourself in English. Huh. Yes, the secret weapon for fluency practice. It's perfect because there's zero pressure.
How does it work?
When you're alone, just doing everyday things, making coffee, brushing your teeth, whatever, just describe what you're doing out loud in simple English sentences.
Like, I am making coffee now, or I need to find my keys. Like narrating your own life.
Exactly. It's like a private rehearsal. And the brilliant thing is, it immediately shows you where your vocabulary gaps are.
How so?
Well, say you're cooking and you try to narrate, I am cutting the vegetables, and you realize you don't know the word cutting. Boom.
Ah, you just identified exactly what you need to learn next based on a real immediate need, not just some random word list.
Precisely. And then for a bit more of a mental workout, you can try to actually think in English.
Moving beyond just narrating out loud.
Yeah, formulating simple thoughts internally. I'm hungry. It looks cloudy today. This is where you really start pushing your brain to process directly in English, to move past translating in your head. That's a big step towards real fluency.
Okay, we've hit listening, speaking, environmental immersion. Let's talk reading. This seems to be a big hurdle for a lot of learners. It feels intimidating.
It really does. But the key is just lowering that intimidation factor. Forget trying to read complex novels right away.
So what's the alternative?
Start simple. Like really simple. Children's books. Dr. Seuss, Very Hungry Caterpillar, Green Eggs and Ham.
Children's books. Seriously, won't that feel, well, a bit basic?
Maybe, but think why they work so well. Simple words, lots of repetition, really clear stories, and crucially, pictures.
Ah, the illustrations give context.
Exactly. They're designed for kids learning their first language, so they make reading really low stress and even enjoyable for learners too.
Okay, that makes sense. And for adults who maybe want something a bit more current, the sources mentioned easy English news sites.
Yeah, those are great. There are websites that take current news stories and rewrite them using simpler vocabulary and shorter sentences, specifically for English learners.
So you can stay up to date on what's happening in the world while practicing your reading.
Exactly, without getting totally overwhelmed by complex journalistic language.
And there was a really important rule about reading, something that probably saves a lot of frustration. You said, don't stop for every single word you don't know.
Yes, this is absolutely critical. If you're reaching for the dictionary every 10 seconds, reading just becomes a chore. You lose the flow.
So what should you do instead?
Try to use the context, the rest of the sentence, to guess the general meaning. Only look up words if they keep appearing over and over or if they seem absolutely vital to understanding the main idea. The goal is comprehension and enjoyment, not word-for-word translation.
Keep the momentum going. Got it. Okay, finally, bring it all together. Connection, the power of finding a learning partner.
Right. You need a real reason to use the language, a real person to communicate with. Find someone, a friend, a coworker, someone from a language exchange who's also learning.
And make a small commitment.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Like, agree to chat for just 5 minutes in English each day. Or maybe just send 3 quick messages back and forth on WhatsApp or something.
And the advantage there is less pressure.
Way less pressure. Because you're both learning, both making mistakes. It's a safe space. And suddenly you start seeing how all those little practice bits, the music, the labeling, the talking to yourself, actually pay off when you connect with someone. It's incredibly motivating.
So it really all comes back to that core idea, doesn't it? Consistency is the superpower here. We're not talking about needing hours every day.
Absolutely not. That's the whole mindset shift we need. Just 10, maybe 15 minutes of doing something consistently, listening to that one song, changing that one phone setting, labeling one room that adds up way faster than trying to cram for hours once a week.
It's like you said earlier, those small victories compound over time.
It's like planting a tiny seed every day.
Mm.
It doesn't look like much at first, but with that daily consistency, eventually you get this strong, amazing tree of fluency.
A great analogy. Learning English really is an investment in yourself, isn't it? For jobs, travel, just accessing more of the world.
It opens up so much. Better opportunities, richer experiences, a whole universe of knowledge and entertainment.
Makes that initial mountain seem a lot more climbable.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
the final thought for everyone listening, if you had to pick just one of these small techniques we talked about, maybe the music or changing your phone language or talking to yourself or finding that partner, which one small change are you going to start with this week?
Just pick one to begin.
Just one. Which small step will you take tomorrow to start opening those new doors in your life? That's your challenge.